This is no ordinary city. You must not open your eyes here. If someone opens their eyes, her eyeballs will turn black, and then her body, and she will be controlled by a terrible monster, and then willingly give up her life. In fact, this invisible monster, and it won't hurt anyone for no reason. If you watch the video and like and follow it, it will naturally not dare to hurt you. But even so, Anna, who had just had an ultrasound, she couldn't believe it. She had just come out of the ward. She saw a woman banging on the glass and staring at her with a vicious stare. Anna was shocked, runs back to the car, urging her sister to get out of the room. Then the phone rang. Anna turned to get her phone, but her sister suddenly shouted in terror, and then she stopped talking. Then her eyes slowly turned black. She stepped on the gas like crazy. She drove straight into a car on the side of the road. Then she climbed out of the car and stood in the middle of the road. The city went crazy. Cars on the road crashed out of control. People were running around in terror. Anna had to run after the crowd, but she was pushed to the ground. A kind woman in the distance ran over to help her up. Suddenly she saw something. She walked into the burning car without a word. At that moment, a man picked Anna up and took refuge in a nearby house. Many people had already taken refuge in the house. The people in the house were terrified. Through television and their experiences, learned that there is a mysterious monster out there. It is spreading all over the world. Humans will go mad at the sight of it and commit suicide. They immediately closed the windows, draw the curtains. But just then, there was a sudden knock on the door. The bald man wouldn't let him open the door, but the men didn't want to die without help. Everyone closed their eyes. They opened the door to find a pregnant woman. There were too many people in the house now. There was obviously not enough food. That's when the owner of the house had an idea. He had installed many security cameras around the house. He thought he could watch the outside through the security cameras. Because it wasn't a direct view, there should be no problem. Everyone advised him not to try anything, but he decided to do an experiment anyway. He had the guy next to him tie him to a chair to prevent him from hurting himself. The owner had a smile on his face. He told everyone to go out and wait for him. The owner turned on the CCTV. A dark figure appeared on the screen. The owner's eyes changed when several people heard the noise. When they went upstairs to check, the homeowner was already dead. After a few days, the food had been depleted. They had to go out to find food. The fat man said they could go to the supermarket where he worked. It was close to here. But how do they get there? They think of a good idea. Paint the car windows with paint. The windows were covered in newspaper, using only navigation and the car's collision avoidance system. Prepare for a busy drive to the